the President's State of the Union address. And although President Biden said the State of the Union is strong, there was mixed social media response, with some Biden's address says that did not go far enough on topics like police reform, abortion laws and voting rights. Well, for more on this, a lecturer in the Political Science Department at California State University, East Bay, and the founder of Prevention at the Intersections, Dr. Crystallee Crain, joins me live to give analysis. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now, last night's speech featured a significant amount of time on international policy, of course, mainly on Ukraine. I mean, do you think that shifted the focus on what basically should be discussed domestically?
I think that it was important to definitely include the need to support the humanitarian crisis that's happening in Ukraine. I think that what's happening in Ukraine and the fight against fascism and the need to support democratic institutions is a Ukrainian problem, it's a global problem, and it's a problem here in the United States.
Now, a lot of people, there are lots of issues that there was either criticised that wasn't enough that was covered in the president's speech, or he didn't cover at all. But a lot of people say they're scared over changes to everything from voters' rights to new abortion laws. I mean, was there anything in those subjects that you heard that you would think that the president would like to have gone into more detail, or do you think that it was right for the amount of time during his entire speech?
I do think that there were some things left out. I believe that even on the Ukrainian issue, while I understand that there are military ways in which that they have to act and engage and communicate their plans, I do feel like the United States should be doing more for what's happening in Ukraine. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know if delaying that airspace restriction by a couple days was enough. And these sanctions only hit a pocket of the people, and those aren't the decision makers. And I don't know if Putin's going to listen to that. A few of the other things that I thought weren't acknowledged, right? I feel like the federal government and Biden is really trying to step away from the impact of the voter suppression that is happening state by state in this country. And I think that the number of folks that are working specifically to dismantle the vote against Black and brown folks in this country is something that should have been more, I think, pronounced in his speech.
Yeah, I mean, the president basically during his speech, he referred obviously to his Supreme Court nominee, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who we've now been told that the hearings will start on the 21st of March. Now, subject to the lawmakers' approval, I mean, do you think her appointment is going to make a big difference and will be a landmark moment for the ethnic minority in the United States?
Most definitely. One of the things that Biden said in his speech was about her legacy of excellence that would not be able to be refuted. And it made me think about the legacy of excellence of all Black and brown women, and the legacy of excellence of ours that has been ignored by the system and by the state. And I really think that the unfettered and I would say stale attacks that the GOP and folks on the right were trying to give fell flat because of the fact that if they actually looked at her record, but also had some self-reflection of why they are actually so threatened by it. I really, for me, as a Black woman, I am very inspired by it, and I think about my students and my clients and young girls who are going to be able to see themselves in the Supreme Court.
There's a lot of pressure on Judge Jackson Brown. Obviously, subject to lawmakers, and our own correspondents in Washington say as much as she should be going through, it's Washington and nothing ever goes to plan. But do you think there's a lot of pressure on her, if she was successful in taking that post?
I believe she will be successful in taking the post, and I think that it's pressure that she is most likely well aware of, and it won't be a new pressure. It'll just be on a larger scale. I don't think it'll be a different pressure. I think the pressure is going to come from the people within the system, and also the current justices who are going to have to learn and hear a different perspective that I think that they got when they got Justice Sonia Sotomayor, when they got Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who also gave a different perspective, and I think that is what's needed. If we say that we're a democracy, we need to have a representative government, and this is a part of that.
Well, sadly, we'll have to leave it there because we've run out of time, but thank you so much indeed for joining us this evening, Dr. Crystallee Crain, coming from California.